everybody! What's going on, everybody? Monday. Let me throw my hat on real quick. Give me a sec right here. Let me put my hat on. Very odd stuff. Odd stuff. What's happening, everybody? Monday, February 10th, 2024. My name is Kevin Smith. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Loud Majority Live. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. President Trump will be signing executive orders in the Oval Office in a little bit. We're going to wait for that to go live, and we will bring it to you guys as it happens. We will bring it to you guys as it happens. Apparently, the executive orders are going to be about tariffs. They are going to be about American steel. So we're going to bring you guys all of that as we as it happens. As it happens. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl yesterday. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I know I'm hurting right now. I know I'm certainly hurting right now. But I want to be clear. The national anthem sucked. The game sucked. The halftime show sucked. My boxes sucked. Everything about it sucked. So I don't know about anybody else, but if there's some Philly fans in the chat, I hope you guys have stopped destroying your entire city. Alex and DOGE, the Ghost, how are you? You're watching from Aruba. Oh, well, that's very nice. I'd much rather be where you are than here. That I can tell you. So, once again, congratulations to all the Philadelphia Eagles fans out there. I hope you guys are done, I don't know, punching horses and knocking down poles or whatever the hell it is. I don't know why you guys can't just, act like humans when your team wins. Why there's always got to be some sort of wild thing. Here was, the only thing that was good were those Miller Lights. Yes, I concur. The Miller Lights were very good, which is probably why I had so many of them. So just, look. Yeah, you guys have all seen the clip. Taylor Swift getting booed. Donald Trump getting the biggest cheers imaginable. You've seen it all. So there's really no point in showing that. However, what we can show is, we can show the aftermath. I don't know what that street light did to those Philadelphia fans, but apparently they don't like it. Apparently they don't seem to like it. Why? Every time must you people act like this? And when I say you people, I mean Philly fans, okay? It doesn't matter whether it's the 76er, well, the 76ers never win. But whether it's the Flyers, they never win either. Doesn't matter which team it is. You guys all have to go and cause a ruckus, destroying things. I don't know why. I don't know why they do that. But once again, another disappointing Super Bowl for everyone. The best part about it was watching Donald Trump giving the salute. That was absolutely the best part. Also, pretty upsetting, I got to be honest with you, there were rumors circulating around about the Super Bowl that Elon Musk was going to be taking out DOGE ads in the Super Bowl. That also didn't happen. So it was totally pointless. I don't even remember any of the commercials. I think there was one with Seal, where he was a seal drinking Mountain Dew. That was kind of funny. But another disappointing Super Bowl. Why do we even bother now? Why does anybody even bother? I don't know. Maybe we should give up. But the best part about the Super Bowl, hands down, is that now baseball season starts. Now baseball season starts, and you can all put up with me giving you the daily report on what's happening with the best team in baseball, the New York Mets. So get ready for that one. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Share this video out all over the place. We are rocking. We are rolling. We got huge numbers today. We got huge numbers today. I'm liking it. RJC liked the Seal commercial. Yeah, no, it was pretty funny. It was definitely funny. But Super Bowl makes money. That's why we do it. Yeah. Absolutely. So let's dive in, because obviously there's a whole boatload of news we got to make sure that we get to. And Elon Musk is continuing to do more and more great work over there at DOGE. Just uncovering either fraudulent or wasteful, or in some cases unlawful spending. Elon Musk discovered that $59 million was sent by FEMA to house illegal immigrants in New York City hotels last week. Just last week. On Monday, Elon Musk said on X that the Department of that the DOGE team had discovered that FEMA paid out $59 million in luxury hotels in New York City to house illegal migrants. Just last week they paid that out. And I want to be clear about a couple of things here. Why do they have to stay in luxury apartments? You know, if they want to fill up the pay by the hours, go have a good time. But the fact is that these luxury apartments, these luxury hotels, are just jacking up the prices because they know the government's going to pay out. These people are making money hand over fist, and it's coming from your tax dollars. These are the sorts of things that Elon Musk is going to put out there. Firstly, I want to be clear, Donald Trump, via an executive order, has said that they were not allowed to do this anymore. So actually what FEMA might have been doing is illegal. According to Musk, the DOGE team discovered that FEMA sent $59 million last week to luxury hotels in New York City to house illegal migrants. Sending this money violated the law, and it is in gross insubordination of the president's executive order. The money is meant for American disaster relief. Instead, it's being spent on high-end hotels for illegals. A clawback demand will be made today to recoup those funds. President Trump took office in January and signed an executive order saying that FEMA lost its, quote, mission focus, diverting limited staff and resources to support the mission beyond its scope and authority, spending well over $1 billion to welcome illegal aliens. He directed a full-scale review of the agency by a council in order to identify waste as well as examine the agency's structure. Identify waste as well as examine the agency for any structural changes. Look, this is what we wanted. This is what we voted for. We voted to blow up some of these institutions. Even CNN is admitting that it turns out Donald Trump is actually doing the stuff that he promised.
You know, I think one of the things that's so important for politicians is for folks to believe what they're saying and that they're keeping their campaign promises. So I think this gives you a pretty gosh darn good idea of what may be going on. Trump's doing what he promised to do. You go back to April of 2017, it was just 46% of all Americans who said that Trump was doing what he promised to do. Compare that now to February of 2025. You know, there was a good show that was on during the 1990s called A Different World. That is what's going on right now. We're living in a different world. 70% of Americans say Trump is doing what he promised to do. Again, compare that to April of 2017 when it's just 46%. When Americans are 24 points more likely to say that you're doing what you promised to do, it's no wonder that your net approval rating is much more likely to be on the positive side of the ledger than on the negative side. And so far, what we're seeing, again, is Americans, 21 days so far, versus just 11 days during his entire first term, that Trump has a positive net approval rating. Quite a different world.
So for all the idiots out there saying nonsense like, oh, no one voted for this. No, guys, it's exactly what we voted for. It's exactly what we voted for. And it's funny to me, it's funny to watch so many people, so many politicos and so many people in D.C., people who have been suckling at the government teat for decades, they seem a bit bemused. They're like confused by the fact that Donald Trump is doing exactly what he promised. Some people, of course, are not handling it well. And one of those people would be the senator from Delaware. In one of the most baffling things I've ever seen, Chris Coons actually defended USAID funds like the $20 million that went to Iraqi Sesame Street. He's actually defending it. This is, I mean, we use phrases like Trump derangement syndrome all the time. All the time we use it. But to my mind, the chief, how would you say it, symptom or sign of Trump derangement syndrome is that if Donald Trump does a thing, you have to oppose it. That's how the Democrats operate. It doesn't matter what it is. That's how you end up with Chris Coons going on, I think he was on CNN. Was it CNN? No, hold on. Yeah, he was on CNN over the weekend actually defending U.S. taxpayers sending $20 million over to Iraq for Sesame Street. Here that was.
Is funding Sesame Street a judicious use of soft power?
Well, Michael, the way you put it is the way I hope folks considering your poll today will think about it. This isn't just funding a kid show for children, millions of children in countries like Iraq. It's a show that helps teach values, helps teach public health, helps prevent kids from dying from dysentery and disease, and helps push values like collaboration, peacefulness, cooperation in a society where the alternative is ISIS, extremism, and terrorism. And to your point, it's pennies on the dollar. The U.S. Department of Defense has an annual budget of about $850 billion. USAID was spending about $30 billion. It is a small proportion of our total federal spending. And as Joe Nye would often say, it's not just soft power, it's smart power. Let me leave you with one other quote, Michael, if I could. Jim Mattis, who is a four-star Marine Corps general and Trump's Secretary of Defense in his first term, in a hearing back then said, if you slash development and aid spending, then I'm going to need more bullets for our troops.
I mean, even the guys over at CNN are kind of confused by this. They're like, wait, really, bro? This is the hill you want to die on. This is the hill you want to die on Iraqi Sesame Street. But Democrats have done their best, and they've done a very, very good job at it, of taking the 20% of every single issue. In politics, look, if 80% of the public agrees with something and you don't, just go with it. You lost. That you're not going to win that argument. But Democrats do every single thing they can, every single time, to take the 20% issue. more spending cuts that came. Apparently, the feds last year spent millions of dollars to create a transgender lab for testing animals. Yeah, you heard me right. I said that out loud. Members of Congress exploded Thursday over reports that taxpayer money has paid for experiments using transgendered lab rats, saying it was time to cut off the government's animal testing industry in its totality. I agree. I absolutely agree. I think it's ridiculous. The animal, I mean, maybe not rats, but like what they do with monkeys and beagles, and it just, no, stop doing that. At a time when every issue sparks partisan rancor, both Republicans and Democrats on the House Oversight and Reform Committee said something needs to change. Why is the federal government spending taxpayer dollars to create transgender animals? Demanded Nancy Mace. She's not wrong. It's a great question. I wonder why they're making cats constipated. Also, it's a question that rings around in my head. Justin Goodman, Senior Vice President for the White Coat Waste Project, which exposes animal testing projects, his group calculated that the National Institute of Health has spent $240 million over the years in grants for transgender animal experiments, including $26 million in current active projects. A lot of these cases involve mice, rats, monkeys who are being surgically mutilated and subject to hormone therapies to mimic male to female or male to or female to male gender transition, gender affirming hormone therapies. Researchers then use them to try to put the studies into effect so that they can use them in transgender surgeries. We have fallen off the cliff of normalcy. We are done. There is now no longer any smart. I feel like every day, a new story pops up where I'm like, historians, 500 years from now, we're going to look back and say, this is the moment. This is the moment that America fell. It's out of control. It's absolutely out of control. Guys, we're going to keep moving and grooving on this topic in just a second. Before we do that, hit the thumbs up button. Share this video out all over the place. We got huge numbers today. Once again, guys, we are waiting President Trump to start signing some of those executive orders. We're waiting for that to come live at the moment. So we obviously, once that happens, we will bring it to you. So, guys, once again, hit the thumbs up button. Share the video out all over the place. Here's Mike Lindell.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free.
Guys, head on over to MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD. That's MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD, for up to 80% off everything on the website. That's MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD. Guys, support Mike Lindell, as always. He does phenomenal work. So, as I said, Democrats continue to take the 80-20 position on almost everything, and they have no introspection whatsoever. Here is the king of CNN making that exact argument over the weekend. Here's Scott Jennings.
Trump is like the 80-20 president. He gets on the right side of all these 80-20 issues. Democrats knee-jerk and take the 20. And then what happens? Today, CBS News poll this morning, Donald Trump sitting at a 53% approval rating, the highest he's ever recorded in that survey. Why? because Democrats are taking the wrong side of all of these obvious issues, number one. And number two, they're giving him an enormous amount of latitude to move fast and break things, which I heard used in a pejorative fashion. But when you're talking about the government, that's what people want
and Democrats
keep Trump to do.
See, this is the thing. And why does this matter? Because it turns out Democrats actually don't care what you want. Democrats care about what they want. And even Democrats are starting to notice it. Every time I hear a Democrat talk, it always seems like something they want, not what the American people want. I think that's why they get so shocked and so confused when Donald Trump actually does the stuff that he says he's going to do. There was a new poll out in the New York Times that Bill Maher actually covered, which is pretty funny, about how elected Democrats just don't get it. They don't get what the American people want. We want these spending cuts. We want the border closed. That's why we had an election, and those were the top two subjects. But Democrats, they're all about abortion, trans stuff, and climate change, and that's it.
This was in the New York Times of all places this week. Democratic parties. Many Americans say they do not believe the Democratic Party is focused on the issues that matter most to them. So if you think all this Trump stuff is going to go away because the other party is going to come in, well, that may not be the case. Here's what people think is important to the Democrats: abortion, LGBTQ rights, and climate change. Now, I have to say, I'm one of those people who certainly thinks climate change should be at the top of my list. And this is my complaint with the Democrats. I said this at the end of last year after the election. Like, if you asked voters, like, what's the important issues to you? To me, as a voter, my issues were democracy and the environment. Those are my top two. And now I have no one who's a champion for those issues in the government. And I blame the Democrats for that. I blame them because they are not, the people do not feel they're representing them, and they're losing. Here's what the people say they care about: the economy, inflation, health care, and immigration. So they have this new guy, I mentioned it to Chris, Ken Martin. Are you familiar with him?
No.
And you don't sound like you want to be.
Yeah, people inside of the party don't really know him either, but I don't think that's the whole point. He's just like a party operator. He's been described as a knife fighter, and he's a guy who's got to go to the donors who are pissed off and tapped out after they spent $2 billion and lost, and try to get them to give the party money again. And, I mean, he's already saying that he thinks that the messaging that the party has right now works. So he's not exactly like a radical game changer. But he's not the guy that Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries wanted. So the committee members did sort of say no to the party poobahs for the first time. But I don't think you're going to see Ken Martin, noticeably a white man, by the way. The party did not choose a woman or a diverse person to lead the party. He's just going to be behind the scenes, like trying to get together. He's not the guy who's going to like rise up from the ashes and lead the party forward.
Yeah, good luck to that guy.
Yeah, it's not.
Good luck to him.
That's all Byron Donalds had to say. But typically, like usual, Democrats are... You know what the problem was, guys? We didn't get our message out there. We had the right message, but the American people didn't get the message. No. We got your message. And everyone said no thank you. Everyone said no thank you. Because it turns out people don't want men in their teenage girls' locker rooms. What a thought. But Democrats continue to never hold their most radical in check. And until they're willing to do that, they're going to keep losing. Here was Chris Hayes from MSNBC on that exact same show saying, not learning a thing.
Chose Ken Martin.
Yep.
I was not aware of who he was before. I did not think it got off to a great start because I think they need to completely reroute themselves, and I don't think they did it. What do you think?
I think there's sort of two different imperatives that are in a little bit of tension with each other. One, I think there's an imperative right now for the party to stand up against the most destructive things that Musk and Trump are doing. And I think they're doing some genuinely destructive things. I mean, there's people walking around the world right now with like devices inside their bodies from clinical trials sponsored by USAID that they can't get out. The guards that were guarding ISIS prisoners in Syria were paid on USAID salaries that got cut off. There's a 25-year-old mucking around the code base of the Treasury system. So there's things they have to do to try to oppose. But it's also the case that like all of the reflection that happened after losing that election and trying to figure about how do you win back people you lost was real and true. And I guess my feeling is you got to fight, you got to try different things, and you have to be authentic. You can't like reverse engineer any of this off a blueprint. And I really think this is true about politics. Steve Jobs once said, it's not the customer's job to know what they want. Like, it's our job. And you couldn't have reverse engineered Barack Obama off of George W. Bush. And you couldn't have reverse engineered Donald Trump off of Barack Obama. What happens in the end of an election is everyone sifts through the data and they come up with their perfect, their plan based on, well, this worked and with this group and we got attack here and there. And what politics about is a certain point is like innovation and communication. You got to come up with new stories and new ways of telling.
This Ken Martin guy, he said something I've heard Democrats say a lot. We didn't get our message out. Maybe I'm paraphrasing, but that's it. And I've said this before to Democrats. No, you did. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You did get your message out, and people don't like the message. And
now that is a fairly liberal audience. I mean, Bill Maher's audience is not filled with people like you and I. Saying, yes, Democrats, we do not like your message. We don't want it on a plane. We don't want it on a train. But Chris Hayes continues to spout the same sort of crap about Syrian refugees getting you at... No, bro. Chris Hayes, you make millions of dollars a year. You give it to them. We're done. We are done being the sugar daddies of the world. And I love that he tries to like undercut, there's some 25-year-old running around the Treasury Department. Like, okay, so he's 25. What does that mean? What does that mean? You talk on TV for a living. You don't even write your own script. You have your producers do that. Yeah, he's like some goofy tech bro. Let him do his thing. I said it last week, and it really caught a lot of traction with people, which I found incredibly funny. Some people lost their minds, other people were normal, and I said, who cares if Elon Musk has access to your Social Security card, your Social Security number? Who cares? I don't care. Doesn't change my day any. It's not like your data isn't breached all day long on like 9 different entities. It's not like that doesn't happen. But some people still live in a world where like you have to like hide your Social Security number because people can do things with it. And I'm like, guys, I got news for you, okay? If somebody wants your data, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. And I would much rather have Elon Musk having it than either the Chinese Communist Party or your local hacker. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? Open a credit card? I don't think so. I'm going to roll the dice and say it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. But the idiots on CNN have really lost it. Really. I mean, as I say it every day on this show, that the point of CNN at this point is just to make Scott Jennings look good, and he's having a real good time with it. In just a second, we're going to show you guys another clip of these people just absolutely going apoplectic. Apoplectic at the fact that Elon Musk is going to have your data. Before we get to that, guys, head on over to lfatv.us. It's lfatv.us. That's your home base, your mothership, your landing pad for all things LFA TV related. Check out the LFA TV store. We got big numbers today. I'm liking it. I hope everybody sticks around. I hope everybody sticks around for the rest of the week. Guys, once again, guys, head on over to lfatv.us. It's lfatv.us. That's the best way to support this network and everything we've got going on over here. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Creative Aaron, what's going on? Conservative Autumn, hello. I got to make sure I shout you out. I don't want you to get upset. We actually got big numbers on YouTube today, which is pretty cool. That doesn't normally happen. That doesn't normally happen over there on the YouTube. I like it, guys. If you're watching over there, hit the like button. Boom. Hit the follow button. Boom. Definitely do that. Hit the notification bell. We go live every day, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on whatever channel it is you're watching. If you're watching on Facebook, do me a favor, share the video, tag a friend. Let's go. Giddy up. We're going to keep on moving and grooving here. So, the likes of which no one. Hello. How are you? You're great, too. You're great, too. Let's see if we can get to 400 rumbles by the end of the show today. I think we should be able to do it. So idiots on CNN are beginning to lose their minds. Lose their minds over the fact that Elon Musk is going to have access to all of your information. Check this. Scott Jennings is just having way too much fun.
He's not acting, as Scott likes to say, on behalf of the president. He is acting on behalf of himself. And I think people should be very scared about that.
You're terrified that the FBI might have the internet? I mean,
I'm terrified that Elon Musk is putting people in federal agencies to figure out business opportunities for him.
I think
and
it's
you know
overblown.
that's true,
Scott. He's the richest man in the world. This man,
that's concerning.
And he's like sleeping on on the floor of a government office building 7 days a week in order to help this government. The spending is interesting. We're not going to balance the budget based on these spending cuts, although some of this stuff is patently, objectively ridiculous. And when I see Democrats rushing out to defend some of the things that, that he's cutting, I mean, it makes the Democratic Party sink to very low levels. But what I see him actually doing, and the most important thing he's doing, is enforcing the doctrine of common sense. This was the doctrine that Trump laid out in his inaugural address. What is the ideology of the Republican Party right now? It is best described as enforcement of common sense. We have uncommon nonsense on the left, and we have common sense. And when you look at what the government is doing, agency after agency, and spending some of our money, we're not going to balance it on a $79,000 grant here or there. But we are going to restore common sense, and that's the point.
Well, if Republicans were serious about balancing the budget, then they should put forward a tax package that doesn't explode the deficit. So if we want to have that conversation, we can have it.
Democrats
because
balance the budget
because
that's
just not where the Republicans are.
You're for higher taxes.
But I think that
you want to continue.
I'm for a tax code that doesn't explode the deficit and actually benefits working people and business, and not just the richest people. Like, by the way,
let the Trump tax cuts expire?
Like Elon Musk.
You
by the way,
we're working people benefit after 4 years of Biden and Harris. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Democrats love it. Is amazing to watch that liberal lady somehow, and all of a sudden now, we're gonna explode the deficit, guys. Can you believe it? Firstly, no, we won't. That's number one. Even with all the proposed tax cuts, I very much doubt the deficit is going to be exploded because people will have more money in their pocket. Excuse me. People will have more money in their pocket and they'll spend more of it. Rather than nickel and diming every single purchase in your life because you don't know how the economy is going to be next week, like we spent with the last 4 years. So I think having all these budget issues right now is actually opening us up to a very serious conversation about where the money gets spent and how the money gets taken in. I've long said I would rather have tariffs on certain countries and eliminate the income tax. That way you can spend your money as you want it. Spend your money as you see fit. I would rather see some version of a value-added tax and eliminate the income tax. That way, if you buy a gallon of milk, maybe you pay 10% in tax. Or if you buy a yacht, you pay 10% in tax. Instead, with this ridiculous income system we have, this income tax system, I should say, excuse me. Instead with this, now people like Elon Musk do not pay their income tax. Why? Because Elon Musk doesn't take an income. He doesn't go downstairs and pick up his check every Friday. That's not the way CEOs operate. And Democrats, I think, know this. I think Democrats know this. But on some level, they're choosing to ignore it. Which, It doesn't seem to make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me. I mean, look, unless, of course, they're just continuing to put the stupidest people imaginable on television to make the least coherent argument possible. Maybe the whole point of CNN is to make Scott Jennings look good. It could be. There's nothing you could say to me right now that would change my mind on that. Guys, we're going to move on because there is some, we're going to go, we're going to do this every Monday on the show. We're going to have a little recap. We're going to have a little recap of the week. A little, because look, let's be honest here. Let's be honest. There is, how would you say this? There's so much that goes on in the news every single day, particularly since this administration started, that it's incredibly difficult to keep up with it. And I know we miss a lot of things. I mean, every day I build the show out, and every day we're like, all right, let's just scrap this. Throw that right in the garbage, and let's start over. So I think on Mondays we're going to do like a, I think on Mondays we're going to actually, we're going to go over the week with everything that we missed. Guys, before we get to all of that, once again, hit the thumbs up button. Share this video out all over the place. Let's see if we can get to 400 on Rumble. Make sure you guys are watching all over the place, wherever you're watching. Share it out. Once again, we are, President Trump was supposed to be signing executive orders at 1 p.m. I guess that's not going to happen. Or it's not televised, or it's not, they don't have the cameras in. So we'll wait and see if something pops up in the next 20 minutes or not. We shall wait and see. So let's get to the takeaways. Let's get to the list of stuff that we might have missed over the course of the last several days. Actually, the Epic Times put together a phenomenal top 10 list of everything that happened that we can make sure that we go over. Here are the 10 takeaways from week 3 of Trump's second term. Number 1, of course, the biggest one out of all of them, I think, is the deal struck with Mexico and Canada. After Trump announced broad 25% tariffs on all Mexican and Canadian imports, he brokered deals with the two nations leaders on February 3rd to do their part to strengthen border security in exchange for a pause on the tariffs. When he announced the tariffs on February 1st, Trump cited a major threat of illegal alien and deadly drugs killing our citizens, including fentanyl, and said that China, Mexico, and Canada weren't doing enough to combat the flow of the synthetic opioid. Mexico announced that it would devise a plan to protect its interests, while Canada immediately retaliated with their own 25% tariff. But before Trump's imposed tariffs were due to take effect, February 4th, they reached a deal with both countries to get some troops on the border and have Canada appoint a fentanyl czar. I'm not really sure what the hell that means, what a fentanyl's, like... I'm sick of czars. We got enough czars, okay? No more of those. I know Tom Homan's a border czar, but we'll leave him no more after that. The China tariffs, that's huge. Because let's be honest, a lot of our stuff does come from there, and I don't really like that fact, but it's something that we all just sort of have to accept. China said it would implement a 15% tariff on coal and liquefied natural gas, as well as 10% tariffs on crude oil, both of which would take effect February 10th. Sorry, I'm yawning so hard today. I apologize. That is so not good. The next day, Trump signed an executive order postponing the Chinese tariffs that were recently imposed on low-cost imports from China until the Commerce Department ensures the correct measures and procedures and systems have been deployed to guarantee proper package processing, and duty collection. Without the tariffs, companies will continue to be able to send duty-free goods worth less than $800 to the United States, which has flooded the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol with low-value shipments requiring additional processing and inspecting. So it turns out you can still buy stuff off Temu. You can still buy stuff from China if you want. As long as it's under $900, as long as it's under $800, you're good. You're absolutely good. We talked about the DOGE stuff. We know that. We talked about the Donald Trump relocating Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. Let's add that to the list of things that I don't think we really need to get involved in. But, you know, he said it. So we'll see where it goes. Like I said, you know what was so interesting to me about the Donald Trump Gaza comments that people seem to not understand is that when Donald Trump puts forth a policy, he says it out loud, gauges public reaction, and then dictates where he wants to go from there. I don't think people really understand that that's kind of the way this man operates. He dictates policy out loud. If he gets good feedback, he rolls with it. If he doesn't, then he doesn't. Such is life. Which is why I think after he made those Gaza comments, I don't think we're going to be hearing too much about that anymore. About, what did he say? What did he say, the Riviera of the Middle East? That was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. Not going to lie. One more thing at the end of USAID. We've talked enough about that. El Salvador and Guatemala agreed to take some of their U.S. deportees. Turns out, it's not really that hard to boss around a smaller country and get them to do what you want. It's really not challenging at all, actually. It's actually incredibly easy. In his first trip since taking on the new role, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Marco Rubio went on a tour across Central America. He visited Panama, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Guatemala, and the Dominican Republic and met with their leaders and diplomats. Rubio signaled that the trip fit into the administration's renewed focus on Western Hemisphere's politics, aligning with Trump's recent expressions of interest in the Panama Canal, Greenland, and Canada. I'll be honest with you, I still don't think we're going to get Canada. I don't think it's going to happen. The other two, maybe. The other two actually wouldn't shock me at all if we got it. But I think Canada's going to remain a sovereign nation. Just rolling the dice there. Just rolling the dice. Of course, the ban on transgender athletes in women's sports, that was huge. Once again, that goes back to that 80-20 sort of sentiment that we put forward a little bit earlier, where only the most insane people want men in women's sports. Yet, Democrats continue to push the issue. And it's those sorts of issues on why they are going to lose. It's why they're going to lose. Amid reviews, January 6th cases, and Biden's gun policy. This is... the Department of Justice also took actions this week to evaluate the former DOJ's handling of cases related to January 6th Capitol breach and the prosecution of Trump. Meanwhile, Trump also ordered a review of former President Joe Biden's gun policies. On February 6th, Pam Bondi announced the creation of the Weaponization Working Group to investigate what she describes as a weaponization of government against Trump by elements within the previous administration. The group will review actions taken during the previous administration that appear to have been, quote, designed to achieve political objectives and other improper aims rather than pursuing justice or legitimate government objectives. In a February 7th executive order, Trump called for the review of all gun-related policies, rules, projects, and government actions from January 2021 through January 2025. Trump has long expressed his alignment with gun rights advocates and vowed on his campaign to uphold many parts of the Second Amendment. This is also a great idea for President Trump to do, as it comes on the heels of David Hogg, the kid who stepped over his dead friends in order to move his way up the social ladder. He became the vice chairman of the DNC, one of the stupidest people in America. My question is, will he have armed security? Will the anti-gun advocate have armed security? I don't know. I do not know, but we shall find out. We shall find out. And one more thing that I wanted to make sure we got to were the federal worker buyouts. Look, like 75,000 people took the buyouts. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take the buyout? I do apologize for the yawning, guys. I see some people talking about it in the chat. I want to apologize for that. That doesn't normally happen on this show. Doesn't normally happen. But guys, we're going to move on. Hit the thumbs up button. Share the video out all over the place. Once again, here's Mike Lindell.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard MyPillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free.
Guys, head on over to MyPillow.com. Promo code LOUD. That is MyPillow.com. Promo code LOUD for up to 80% off everything on the website. Check out Mike's big old sale he's got going on over there. Guys, go to MyPillow.com. Promo code LOUD. That's MyPillow.com and use promo code LOUD. Let's get that live chat up there. Hello, everybody. Who's watching for the first time? We really got big numbers everywhere. I'm liking every single bit of it. I'm liking every little bit of it. So, guys, make sure if you are new, if you're watching whatever platform you're watching on, make sure you're following the page. I know on LFA TV, on Rumble, we're like 400 away. 400 away, baby, from 100,000. Oh, yeah.
He's not acting
Sorry about that. We're like 400 away over there on LFA TV. Good stuff, guys. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the notification bell so you guys get notified when we go live every day. 1 p.m. Eastern, every single day. Boom, 400. I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Yawns are contagious. They are contagious. Well, look, I told a few of my friends in Congress, I'm like, you want to become the most popular person in America? You should make the day after the Super Bowl a national holiday. You should make it a federal holiday so we all have off. They didn't do it, though. They didn't do it. I don't know. They don't want to listen to me. They don't seem to want to listen to me. So, as we are rolling, here we go. We've got to talk about this DOJ leaker. This is something that is going to seriously stifle some of the stuff that Donald Trump is trying to do, because I've said it on this show before that there are two kinds of how would you say it, ideas when it comes to things like the deep state. Obviously, there are the nefarious actors out there who are twisting their mustache in a back room and figuring out how to take over the planet. But it's also the career bureaucrats. It's also the people who just don't want to change what they've been doing with over 4 million people working in the federal government. It shouldn't come as a shock to anybody that a few of them probably hate President Trump. A few of them probably hate exactly what he's doing. And they're going to do everything imaginable to stifle him. One of the things they've been doing, apparently Pam Bondi says that the DOJ will come after the ICE memo leaker who revealed an upcoming LA raid. This is a serious problem. Pam Bondi on Sunday vowed that her office will come after whoever leaked a memo from Immigration and Custom Enforcement that revealed the location of the upcoming major raids. Says that the leak placed law enforcement in danger. Bondi told Fox News, if anyone leaks anything, people don't understand that jeopardizes the lives of our great men and women in law enforcement. If you leak it, we will find out who you are and we will come after you. Lord. Can't do that. Can't say that out loud. People are going to get very, very, very upset. Here's Pam Bondi.
And I have to say, for all the great news that we have and the job that you will be doing for this country, I have to begin on that down note. There may be a leak inside the House as it relates to DHS and some of the operations that they are attempting to carry out. What's your reaction to hearing about that, and what, if anything, can be done to mitigate that?
If anyone leaks anything, people don't understand that jeopardizes the lives of our great men and women in law enforcement. And if you leaked it, we will find out who you are and we will come after you. And it's not going to stop our mission. It's not going to stop the president's mission to make America safe again. We were very clear with the lawsuit that we filed in Chicago that if you don't follow the law, you will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
Good. I hope they start coming after people like Brandon Johnson. I hope they do it. Any day now, that would be great. But apparently this ICE memo, the memo revealed a large-scale action is set to take place in Los Angeles before the end of the month. The Daily Mail reported a federal law enforcement source told the outlet and FBI and DEA agents from Los Angeles field offices are now being called in to assist because they need more bodies. The official added that the time frame for the raids could change due to the chaotic approach undertaken by the Trump administration and the pushback from local agencies that could slow the plans. Just because certain information is being given doesn't mean it's the administration's plan, because they know some agents are going to resist. Well, if you resist, then you lose your job. This should not be difficult, people. This should not be difficult in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Guys, before we keep rocking and rolling here today, guys, head on over to loudmajorityusa.com. That's loudmajorityusa.com. Check out our St. Patrick's Day line of clothing, baby. There's so much good stuff over there. You guys can get 20% off with promo code MAGA. Get ready for St. Patrick's Day today. Giddy up. Let's go. First off, let me show you guys. There is so much good stuff over here. We actually just started up the DOGE collection, which I'm really excited about. Oh, yeah, check this out. Bingo. Let me pop this. Let me pop this bad boy up onto the screen for you, just for you guys. Boom. Let's see. There it is. Let's see. We got the Doge Father. That's a pretty good one. We got the Doge hat. Look at this. Check this out. Every color. Also, just in case anybody's curious, yes, I am the model for this T-shirt. I am the model for the T-shirt. I know a few of you have been asking, but that would be me. That would absolutely be me. Once again, guys, head on over to loudmajorityusa.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Check out our shop. That is the best way to support this show and everything we've got going on over here. Also, we're having a big sale over there. There's a lot of all your winter stuff, like your beanies and a bunch of hoodies are on sale. 50% off, guys. Check that out today. Go to loudmajorityusa.com. That's loudmajorityusa.com. Yeah, we got big numbers. Big numbers on YouTube right now. I'm liking it. YouTube is actually our smallest platform. So to see more people watching over there is very great, guys. Make sure you're following the page. To hit the notification bell. Also, please do me a favor. Hit the like button if you hate Joe Biden. Hit the like button if you like Elon's new crackpot team over there at Doge, saving us money every single day. I'm liking every bit of it. Thank you guys so much. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, do me a favor. Make sure you're following the page. Hit the @ button. Tag your followers. Guys, do you know how close we are? Let me check. I think we are less than 400 people away from getting 100,000 followers on Rumble. That is huge. So wherever you're watching, guys, do me a favor. Go to rumble.com/LFATV. That's rumble.com/LFATV. I'm going to head out a couple minutes early, guys. Make sure you guys check out Will Johnson's show coming up next. Right here on LFA TV, guys. It'll give you some time to go to loudmajorityusa.com. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm going to stop yawning now. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay loud.